The Faulkner Focus coming to you today live from the campus of Southern University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. A lot of outrage right now, taking it to politics, and it's coming from Democrats after Elon Musk directed federal employees to answer an email from the Office of Personnel Management. The email wants them to list 5 things they accomplished at work last week, and it told them by not replying by midnight tonight, that would be taken as a resignation. Cue the Democrat meltdown.
Elon Musk has been lying through his teeth to the American people. What he's doing is trying to dismantle very important services that benefit all of the American people to make room for tax cuts for very rich people and billionaires, people like Elon Musk.
So it's completely inhumane what he's doing, by the way. And quite frankly, it's crazy that this is his approach.
We are seeing real crises that Elon Musk, who's a billionaire who never has to think about where his next meal is coming from.
Come on, you got to give a report on what you're doing at work while our tax dollars pay you. Many Republican lawmakers say this is not a big ask.
There are roughly 3 million federal workers. The price tag that the taxpayers pay is right at $271 billion a year. Is it too much to ask for them to verify why they're making an average salary of $106,000 a year? We're the ones who are paying the bills. We have a right to know. And Elon Musk is, the numbers don't lie on what he's finding out.
All right, so what do American voters think? A new national poll finds 42% of them support Musk cutting waste. The party divide is huge. Nearly all Republicans are on board. Hardly any Democrats. In focus now, in a moment, Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry. He's looking to root out wasteful spending in his own state of Louisiana. First, though, let's go to Jacqui Heinrich, who's outside the White House. Jacqui.
Well, Harris, nobody within the Trump administration is contesting what DOGE wants to do, but there's been some consternation about the way in which this has been communicated, specifically that email from the Office of Personnel Management and then the tweet from Elon Musk stating that a failure to reply would be taken as resignation. That particular line didn't appear anywhere in the email, so ostensibly a worker who didn't see it wouldn't know that that was the consequence. And then agencies started to use caution. You had the Pentagon telling employees, look at this, please pause any response to the OPM email titled, "What did you do last week?" Then FBI Director Kash Patel emailed his employees, quote, "When and if further information is required, we will coordinate the responses. For now, please pause any responses." Despite the muddled communications, the president says, quote, "Elon Musk is doing a great job, but I would like to see him get more aggressive. Remember, we have a country to save, but ultimately to make greater than ever before, MAGA." And Elon Musk justified his email, or the DOGE email rather, saying, quote, "The reason this matters is that a significant number of people who are supposed to be working for the government are doing so little work that they are not checking their email at all. In some cases, we believe non-existent people or the identities of dead people are being used to collect paychecks. In other words, there is significant outright fraud."
We want people who have been working jobs, many of them working remote, not showing up to the office in years, many of them working only 1 day a week in the office. Tell us what you're doing with your time.
Now, Democrats and unions have tried to stop Elon Musk and DOGE from doing what they want to do, but they keep running into roadblocks in court. For instance, the judge's ruling that USAID can move ahead and place all direct hire personnel around the globe, with a few exceptions, on administrative leave, Harris.
Wow, Jacqui, I mean, people not checking their own work emails, there's a chance some of those people don't even know the deadline is tonight for them to say what they've been doing. They didn't see that email.
That's right.
Oh, my goodness. Jacqui, thank you. In focus now, Republican Governor Jeff Landry of the great state of Louisiana, and it is great to be here with you.
Well, Harris, thank you. Thank you so much for being on Southern's campus.
Absolutely. I want to start with this DOGE. You saw this coming. You started this early, before it was even official from the new president in your state. Why?
Well, this was something that we did as Attorney General 8 years ago. We ran what we were called a fiscal responsibility project at the Department of Justice in Louisiana. Now, look, that department only had 550 employees. It's a lot easier than the hundreds of thousands or millions of employees that the federal government has. But even then, we made everybody reapply. We made everybody tell us what they were doing. We brought teams in to talk to folks and said, okay, what exactly do you do? And you would have been shocked to see some of the things that we found. And at the end of those 8 years, I can tell you, people at the Department of Justice enjoyed their work. They were empowered in being able to do the jobs that they were doing, because people go in and work for either the federal government or the state government in order to do a service. And we want to empower them to do it, but we don't want you to be out there just collecting a check and not giving the American people or the state of Louisiana citizens the service they deserve.
So just a real quick follow-up on that. Was there a divide? I mean, were people supportive of you? This is broken down by political lines so quickly.
Well, at the time, Louisiana was in a fiscal crisis, and so we were required to be able to live within our means, and it was part of what we were trying to do to get our budget under control. And, of course, we had some pushback, and then we had some people that just left or quit and didn't want to tell us, and so they left. And so that ended up giving us an opportunity to what I call trim the dead wood out there. And then what we ended up with was a core group of people that really enjoyed the work they were doing, and we empowered them. We gave them an opportunity to find those efficiencies in the government, and we rewarded them in the same. And so, again, what the president and Elon Musk are doing is exactly what needs to be done. The federal government is out of control. I spent a term in Congress. I can tell you the budget's out of control. We don't even know where the money's going. Well, we know now. And so these are things that need to be done.
All right. Just real quickly, though, because you've been through this before, people are worried if they're going to lose their jobs. What do you say to them?
Well, look, if you're doing your job, if you're doing the service that you were hired to do, you never have to worry about losing your job. If you are at work and performing those services, then there's no problem.
That's interesting, because Elon Musk has said if you were, just reply to the message and tell me what you've been doing, you could even get a promotion, which is interesting.
Correct.
All right, let's move to this. Last week, President Trump announced some new appointments to the Council of Governors, which includes Governor Landry. And the bipartisan group of state leaders will be tasked with strengthening state and federal partnerships on key national security, disaster response, and military coordination issues. First of all, congratulations on that. Tell me what you're going to be doing.
Well, thank you, and I certainly thank President Trump for that appointment as well. It was interesting. We held our first meeting, and what we found is there are a lot of commonality in things that we can work, both Democrat and Republican governors can work alongside this president to accomplish. I think there was absolutely a consensus that FEMA needed to either be reorganized or recalibrated. We talked about some of the security issues. We talked about the National Guard in our particular states. And I thought it was a great meeting.
Yeah, and you would have such a great perspective on that with what your state has been through in past years with hurricanes and the tragedies there. So FEMA and getting it right is critical.
That's exactly right. So in which we had a great meeting.
All right, let's talk, if we can, a little bit, because you dropped some news when you sat down. You started law school here at Southern University?
I did. I started right here on this campus. It was a great place. And I want to thank you. Look, I have an accommodation for you.
Oh, my goodness.
Commending you for all of the great things that you've accomplished throughout your career and for our appreciation for you coming to Southern's campus. This is a beautiful campus, and we really do appreciate you doing your show here.
Oh, you mentioned my faith. Thank you so very much. And I see you talking about faith in here, and it warms my heart. We are, and there's so many parishes, Catholic parishes and Catholics in your state. You are a Catholic, I read. Now is the time to really lean in with prayer for the Pope and for the country.
It is. It's certainly a prayerful time for the church as a whole. You see the thousands that have gathered around to pray for the Pope and his health, and so many Catholics are going to be out there kind of holding their breath and saying their prayers to, hope that the Pope is able to recover.
Mm-hmm. And I know as a whole, just for the country, people are praying, because we're going through a lot right now. We're getting so much information about what the drug cartels are doing in this country. And I wonder, does Louisiana get touched by that?
Well, absolutely. Look, there's never been a time for prayer throughout the world. When you think about the crisis and the conflicts and the amount of loss of life that's out there globally, the crime epidemic, the drug epidemic, the cartels absolutely affect Louisiana. Louisiana is what you would call a border state because we have the Gulf of America. We're next door to Texas as well, which is, and we sent National Guard troops to help Texas during the Biden administration when we were just letting people come across the border, and so it does affect it, and we've seen the impact on the loss of life. 100,000 Americans lose their lives every year to drug overdoses. I mean, think about that, Harris. I mean, that is a significant amount. That is a tragic amount of people, and a majority of them are young.
Yes, and as the audience knows from our reporting today, but many of them and they are victims of the drug cartels.
100%.
Between the ages of 14 and 17. I mean, it's a generation of people being affected.
You're right. What you said it. We are losing a generation, and that is going to absolutely affect this country and our society moving forward, and that's why we have to put a stop to it.
All right. God bless you. Thank you for this recognition
well,
and
thank
commendation.
You for being in the great state of Louisiana.
So good to see you.
Absolutely,
God bless you.
Certainly do.
Beautiful to be here.